Welcome back for another video. Fresh off the back of this weekend's games, let's talk about everything that went down, what we've learned, particularly with one eye on those imminent double game weeks. So Everton won, Arsenal won. It was a really frustrating start to the game week, wasn't it? For pretty much every manager with Arsenal assets. No clean sheet, the goal coming from Trossard of all players, and it was a sterling assist. Besides that, Arteta clearly prioritising Champions League, fielding a team that really caught everyone by surprise, like Odegaard, Timber, Saka, Martinelli, all named on the bench. Saka was brought on at half time, so I guess that's an increase in his game time since last match. But yeah, no returns off the bench this time for his owners, 1 pointer for Saka. A controversial penalty after a foul by Cielo which gave Everton a chance to equalise, and Dye took it, who was back from injury, and he buried the pen, so a 2 pointer for Raya and Saliba owners. White got the nod in right back as well. Kiwior, as predicted, came in at left centre back in the absence of Gabriel. It really does feel like Saliba's the only safe pick in that defence. If you're looking for a Gabriel replacement, he's a boring pick, but he is the sensible pick. Like Timber, obviously he provides much more upside, but yeah, White's clearly a threat to his minutes. Arsenal only conceded 0.3 non-penalty expected goals, which was the lowest of Saturday's games. Not a single clean sheet across Saturday's games, in fact. Not that Munoz owners minded. A 2-1 win for Palace. Great start to those that went Glasner assistant manager. And great if you had Eze and Mateta as well. So yeah, Munoz and Mateta scoring, both assisted by Eze. Mateta's goal was absolutely crazy. It was a brilliant strike early on in the game. Across for Bruggen, heading towards the top right corner. Absolutely chaotic match though. Mateta did make it to 68 minutes, so promising to see that after that pre-60 minute sub last match. Nketiah came on, and by 78 minutes he was sent off for getting 2 yellows. 90th minute, Guehi got sent off for 2 yellows. And then in the 96th minute, Van Heck saw a red card as well for a trip. So it was 9 versus 10 men, and it ended up about 13-40 minutes added time. Palace are really up against it now. They're going to be missing Guehi and Nketiah for their first match in double Gameweek 32, which is away to City. Plus Richards missed the game with an injury in defence. He might be back. Lecroix went off with a concussion substitute as well, so we'll have to see if he makes the next match. João Pedro benched for Brighton as well, another surprise. His leg was strapped up, I think it was his right leg when he came on, so potentially carrying a minor injury. Definitely don't sell him before Leicester home next though. I mean, there's every chance he starts off the back of that benching and that poor result, and it's a great fixture for Brighton next. West Ham 2, Bournemouth 2. So it was a table bonus game for Potter, 10 pointer for those that went for him. Evan Nilsson with a 38th minute goal, and then another one in the 79th minute for a brace. Well played if you had Evan Nilsson. I think he came away with 13 points. That's 4 goals in 4 starts since returning from injury. 1.72 expected goals was higher than any player on Saturday. Bowen and Fulcrew got West Ham's goals. Although a lot of us have sold our Bournemouth assets now, they might be a team that we turn to still. I've edited the graphic you might have seen before from Johnny that showed all the double and blank percentage likelihoods, and since we've got double Gameweek 33 and blank Gameweek 34 officially announced now, I've removed it. So Bournemouth, for example, 32% chance of doubling in 36. For that to happen, we need Man City to reach the FA Cup final. Bournemouth have got Leicester home in Gameweek 38 as well, so that'd be a great final fixture. Of course, whoever doubles in 36 will blank in 37, which will require some planning. Villa are the likeliest to double, 49% chance for them. I mean, Palace could get another double game week if they can knock Villa out in the semi-finals at Wembley. We'll know after Gameweek 34 who doubles in Gameweek 36, since that's of course the week that the semi-finals are taking place, hence the blank game week for those teams, or whoever they would have faced that game week. No Clivert once again for Bournemouth. Iriola says he's hoping he'll be back for the Fulham game next. So, speaking of Villa then, the likeliest team to double in 36, a 2-1 win for them over Forest. No Wood for Forest still. Nuno said, "We must assess day by day the situation of Awani and the situation of Wood. We miss them, so let's see if they're available for the next one." Exactly like Arteta, Emery did opt to rotate here. Digne, Rashford, Konsa all benched for Villa. The ever reliable Rodgers started as always, played 90 and he scored. That puts him on 15 returns this season. He's definitely going to be a really popular pick for that double in 33. Gameweek 32 is a bit tricky. It's not a bad entry point, of course, Southampton, but could it be another fixture that Emery looks at and thinks about rotating him? So it's Southampton away, and yeah, even Rodgers could get a rest there with the likes of Ramsey getting called on. Looking at Villa's schedule, it's PSG, Southampton, PSG, Newcastle, Man City. Huge games there. Like, if they get knocked out by PSG, then they're going to need to win those games against Newcastle and City to have a good chance at top 4. Emery said last week that Watkins has been struggling with a knee injury. He did get the start this time round after a bench in Gameweek 30, but he did blank. Something I'm wondering is, do you go Isak to Watkins in Gameweek 33 to get that double Gameweek fixture? Or do you stick with Isak for the run-in with one fewer fixture basically? If you've used your free hit already, then you definitely stick with Isak because he's got Ipswich home in blank Gameweek 34, whereas Watkins blanks. It's a bit tricky outside of that because free hitters can still benefit from that Ipswich fixture, plus they can get Watkins for double Gameweek 33 if they want. More rotation carnage as Brentford drew 0-0 with Chelsea. Jackson, Palmer, Cucurella, Colwill all named on the bench for Chelsea. Massive surprise. Chelsea do of course have Europe to contend with as well, but I mean, with the greatest respect, it's Legia Warsaw and Europa Conference League. Like, surely Ipswich home next game it would have made more sense to rotate in, if anything, Gameweek 32. So yeah, Jackson and Palmer both came on, finished with 1 pointers. Palmer took 3 shots after coming on, 2 on target. Incredibly frustrating for those that backed Palmer over Saka, after of course Saka got that goal off the bench, but yeah, nothing for Palmer. Likewise, I guess the Saka plus Foden combination has done so much better due to auto subs that week when Foden didn't play. But yeah, a massive reminder the amount of variance and luck that's involved in this game, so you have to try just not to get tilted when something like this happens, as frustrating as it is. Chelsea registered 21 shots in total, but they couldn't beat Flecken, who made 6 saves and he came away with a 10-pointer. A painful afternoon for everyone actually, with Palmer and captain Salah in combination, as Salah failed to score an open play for something like the 6th game in a row now. Liverpool looked unbelievably bad. It might be their worst performance of the season. It just looked like they'd lost some of that fight which has got them where they are in the table, as I guess the league is basically all but wrapped up at this stage, realistically. Iwobi came away with a 13-pointer, and that 3-2 win for Fulham meant a 19-pointer for Silva, assistant manager, though I guess very few went there. Credit to Fulham though for a brilliant performance. Silva made 5 changes after a pretty rough week in the FA Cup and the league, and it did work. Pretty irrelevant goals by Liverpool as well from an FPL perspective. McAllister with an absolute weldy of a strike, but it was a Gravenberch assist. Bradley assisted the other one, which was for Diaz's goal. I was going to say the Salah perma-captain era might be over, but I mean, for the next 2 weeks that's definitely the case due to double game weeks. We'll have to see in the run-in. Lastly, the 196th Manchester derby resulted in a 0-0 draw. Pretty tame performance from Man City. Foden was back in the starting 11, Savinho dropped to the bench. Now, Foden was on the receiving end of a crunching challenge in the first half, and he was struggling. He had to go off to receive treatment, and he was brought off just shy of 60 minutes for a 1-pointer in the second half, with a bit of a limp as he went off. So that's one to monitor if you've got him. Everyone's favourite City defender Vardy coming away with 3 bonus points as well. Onana also getting 3 bonus, 11-pointer for Onana. Marmoush was restricted to just 0.15 expected goals. He did take 4 shots, 2 in the box, low quality shots. Still, he's an incredible option for the upcoming double game week, and if you haven't got him, then he is someone to really strongly consider working towards buying with Haaland out. Honourable mention to Bruno, who had a pretty brilliant game. 1 big chance created, 0.7 XGI for him. So moving on to an early look at my team selection for double game week 32 and transfer plans this week. In goal, I've got Martinez versus Southampton. I've got a call to make there between him and Raya, who's home to Brentford. Both teams, of course, have Champions League to contend with, either side of Game Week 32. In defence, Vardy or Burn and Konate, and then in midfield it's Eze, Sarr, Murphy, Palmer and Salah, and up front Mateta and Isak. So yeah, that's 6 doublers, maximum there. I'm hoping that going triple attack will be repaid over these next couple of game weeks, instead of opting for Munoz, who has started better after that goal last match. The alternative combination on the wildcard was Munoz instead of Wan-Bissaka, and then perhaps someone like Rodgers over Eze or Sarr. I mean, it's actually a really nice pair of fixtures for Palmer and Salah, but they got Ipswich home and West Ham home, and had it been a single game week, probably would have been Palmer captain even, but yeah, it's fairly straightforward this week. Isak captaincy, assuming no concerns with him by the deadline. If you've got your triple captainship still, then this is a golden opportunity to use it on him. No bench boost this week. The intention is to activate it in double game week 33, and I'll buy some more double game week players. So yeah, it's an obvious role this game week, so that's the plan. And that gets me up to 3 free transfers, which are definitely all going to be used in 33. Gabriel to Saliba is likely one move. Palmer to Saka will be another one, and then probably Murphy to Rodgers, which looks good. That combination of transfers has got 0.2 million in the bank currently, so I'm cutting it a bit fine. If Murphy rises again before the next deadline, that will help a bit. Having bought him at 5 mil, and he's 5.1 mil now. Saka, Palmer, Gabriel and Saliba aren't close to price changes at the moment, so hopefully I'll be able to afford it all. So yeah, it does mean benching Marmoush home to Palace, who will be missing a couple of defenders potentially. Certainly Guehu's going to be a massive loss after that red card. If only the all-out attack chip was still a thing. Anyway, there's some great double game week content lined up for this coming week, so make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I just pushed an update to the App Store for the FPL Focal app as well, so go and install that if you've not got it already. It's free. See you soon for the next one.